Almost everyone cares about how they appear to others. We seek acceptance and praise for the qualities we believe to be our own, such as generosity, friendliness, vibrancy, charisma, remarkable intelligence, and the list continues. There is at heart no problem with that. What's wrong with trying to improve how others perceive us? After all, it has the potential to increase our sense of value, pride, and respect for others. However, that's not the final chapter. While it does have some positive effects, it also has the potential to severely impair mental health. This, in turn, can make it hard for us to work and keep us from getting ahead in our chosen field. Problems arise when we let our concern with how we appear to others become predominant. When we care too much about what other people think, we let what they say influence our choices. To put it another way, we always change how we act to meet the needs of others rather than our own. Today, we'll delve deeply into the subject and try to determine how much weight to give to the views of others. Everything you need to know to stop caring about what other people think and start focusing on yourself is right here. You learn to make decisions more quickly by focusing on yourself rather than on the opinions of others. Having less concern for the opinions of others can lead to a lot more independence. It's just necessary to think how you feel about your ambitions, not how the rest of the world feels. What do you think comes along with being able to make snap judgments and enjoying more independence? Confidence. People may question their worth and value, but you already know that you're adequate. Working toward your objectives and defining success on your terms can give you a sense of pride in your life that may not be shared by others. Part of learning is to stop caring about what other people think, is to practice this. It's a great feeling to do what you set out to do out of your own volition, but it might be much sweeter when you do it. As a result, you may appreciate a job well done according to your standards rather than being dependent on the opinions of others or the number of likes your photo receives on social media. Why do we put so much weight on the judgment of others? If you want to stop giving more weight to the views of those around you or stop making an effort to satisfy others, you need to figure out why you have these tendencies. Everyone has an idea of who they are and who they should be. It could be influenced by the standards held by the people we look up to or the ideas advocated by society at large. Even if we fall short of these standards, we nevertheless want the world to believe that we meet them. Most of us strive to be regarded as kind, thoughtful, and selfless people who always do what's right. In this perfect vision of ourselves, we can do no wrong. If this turns out to be accurate, well, that's fantastic. But the reality is that most of us fall well short of that ideal. Because of this, we start to fret over what other people think of us. It's human nature to want to close the gap between our ideal self and the imperfect one we know we are. We present an idealized version of ourselves that we create in our minds. Once again, however, not everyone is satisfied with just the picture. They need external confirmation that their perception of themselves is correct. The next step is to find proof that supports their argument. Why is this a problem? Your lifestyle undergoes modifications so that it presents well to others. You worry more about what other people will think of you. When making decisions, you give thought to what other people could say or think. To put it simply, you become a people pleaser. You adjust your habits to blend in with the group. Does that sound familiar? When this is how you routinely feel and think, it can have far-reaching and long-lasting effects on your life. But there's nothing to worry about. There are others in your position. Most people struggle with this issue to some extent. How does this affect us? It would be difficult to keep up this image-building effort for very long. We're putting our sanity through this terrible ordeal by putting ourselves in an impossible and difficult scenario. When we are always trying to prove our worth to others, we tend to tune out reality and focus on what we want to believe instead. But when you find information that doesn't fit your theory, it's normal to feel frustrated and even angry. That may be hard to accept if you're set on continuing to exist in your little fantasy world. You may wish to make things right. These might all cause you to lose sight of what matters in your life. The harsh reality that will set you free. To put it simply, humans are a naturally curious species. They act in unusual ways and show a lot of interest in other people's stories. This may cause you to place undue trust in them, thinking they will always be there for you and willing to help out whenever you need it. While you may think otherwise, the reality is that few people genuinely worry about you. Why should you isolate yourself? In a world where most people only connect on a surface level, learning to rely on yourself and find fulfillment within is a crucial life skill. The only person who will ever care as much about your life as you do is yourself. Therefore, you need to learn to appreciate your abilities and successes. If you're at a crossroads in life and trying to figure out what to do next, it's best to follow your gut and do what you want to do. When you're living your life according to your standards, you may take satisfaction in telling others the good news, knowing that you're succeeding in your own eyes even if no one else seems to care. What should you do? Envision this. You set out on your day with purpose. You have a plan for the day and know exactly what you want to get done. Plus, you already know how today fits into your long-term goals. When you go about your day without worrying about what other people think of you, you have a great sense of independence and calm. You've learned to ignore other people in favor of your own needs. To begin fixing the issue, you must first admit that you have one. That would essentially be like winning the war. Having your brain accept these would be the next stage. You can be successful without the support of others. You don't need compliments, except that some people just won't warm up to you. You can take constructive criticism and move forward. You enjoy standing out from the crowd. It's fine to push people's buttons and upset them. Let us share some advice that can help you. Ignoring the opinions of others. Putting an end to constant comparison and learning to ignore the opinions of others may need some adjustment. Avoid distractions like social media, pausing to consider why a product or service is important, and keeping in mind your own goals are all good examples. Remind yourself that you have control over your own life. You might not give a damn if so-and-so approved of your choice in 20 years or even a few months. If you do what you love, that's all that will count in the end. Taking charge of one's financial future. Put your financial goals on paper. The realization of this goal will complement your other ambitions. The next step is to calculate how much money you'll need to accomplish your objectives. Making choices based on what you want your life to look like. It's time to put your money where your mouth is and pursue your life's ambitions. This involves maintaining your convictions even when you observe the success of others or experience feelings of isolation. You will succeed in life if you give it time and effort, and it has nothing to do with how you compare to others. Do you recall Aesop's fable? 3 characters, a man, a boy, and a donkey. A lesson learned from this story is that you can't win them all over. Despite your best efforts, there will always be those who are disappointed by the outcome, and they may not be shy about expressing their anger. So let yourself be free from all of this. This ends our video for today. What will you do to focus on yourself? Share it with us. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel to see more.